Coming up on 6:30 this morning here on Up with KREM, in 3 days, Washington will be in phase 3 of the state's reopening plan. This morning, businesses will be allowed to to function at 50% capacity. We'll tell you more. Plus, a baby is born with antibodies to fight the coronavirus. How did this happen? We will connect the dots.
And of course, we're going to take you outside as the sun gets ready to come up. Still sitting a little ways away from that, but it is a beautiful start to the day.
Up with KREM begins now.
Welcome back to Up with KREM. We've got 3 big announcements for you from Washington Governor Jay Inslee. First, 2 million more people will be eligible to receive the vaccine in just a few weeks. Of course, this comes 1 day after the state moves up a tier. Number 2, the state is extending the eviction moratorium to help people who are struggling financially. And number 3, from the governor's mouth himself, for the first people, they were the first place to get hit. And of course, now long-term care facilities are coming up for visits soon. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to hear from families who say they are ecstatic for some of these new changes. But first, we got to check in with Jeremy Legoo, who is looking outside for us this morning and letting us know what's coming up on this weekend. Jeremy, you said it's not the greatest. Not the greatest weekend?
Not the greatest weekend, but you know, Joshua, you do have it right. I often stare off into space, and I do it for you. I do it for the people. So anyway, this morning, temperatures are hanging out in the low 40s. We're at 42 degrees. Few light sprinkles around town. That's going to be the case here for the next little while. In North Idaho, you're going to get in on that. Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, you're going to see on and off, kind of isolated light showers throughout the morning. But by this afternoon, we should start to see things dry out just a little bit. You can see this push of moisture, some of that kind of working its way up Interstate 90, but falling apart as it does so. That's going to remain the case as we start to dry out later on this afternoon. Could see a couple peaks of sunshine, and then another shot of moisture arrives overnight and into Saturday morning. So just know that we're kind of in an inclement weather pattern. Temperatures go from the low 40s early on to the low 50s later today. It's going to be a struggle to get there, and despite still being in the 50s, it is going to feel a bit cooler thanks to the cloud cover and the little bit of moisture in the atmosphere. Joshua?
It is 6:32 exactly right now. Indoor visits are now allowed at long-term care facilities in Washington, as long as visitors or residents are fully vaccinated. That is plenty of good news for people who haven't been able to see their family members or friends for months, maybe even up to a year during this ongoing pandemic. It is especially good news for one woman, 106-year-old Margie Conover. She has survived her second pandemic, and she and her son Sherman are now both fully vaccinated. Just last week, they were able to finally safely embrace.
It's hard to explain it in words how great it's going to be for you to kiss your mom and your grandparents and everything else. It's going to be fabulous.
Sherman says he plans to visit his mom today and bring her favorite treats. Those treats, by the way, hot bacon and fresh strawberries. That is, Jeremy loves it. I love it too. We also want to look ahead to Monday. That's a big day because all of Washington state will move into phase 3. Governor Jay Inslee announced last week more businesses will reopen statewide and more customers can be served. We're talking about indoor spaces like restaurants, movie theaters, and gyms that can increase their capacity to 50%. Capping occupancy at 400 people. You'll also, as you can tell by the video on your screen just a second ago, be allowed to attend sporting events again. We're talking high school games to the pros. Attendance will be capped, though, at 25% for those events. Well, March Madness is finally upon us, and this morning we are asking you, what does your bracket look like? You can tell us if you have who you have winning the tournament, rather. We would love to see your photos, maybe your Final Four, maybe you can just send us pics, whatever you want. Text us to 509-448-2000. We'll talk about your choices all morning long on Up with KREM. We also might make fun of Jeremy's poll, his bracket, if he actually finishes it. And hey, maybe you're looking for a game snack for one of the games this weekend. You are in luck. The Great Dine Out is still full steam ahead this weekend. After the break, we're talking with Root about their vegan and vegetarian comfort food.
And yeah, the bracket is officially done. See that one right there? That says Gonzaga. See that one right there? That's Wisconsin coming all the way down. So, you know, gotta stay true to my roots, but Oh man, loving the hometown team right now. And coming up after the break, I guess I got to talk weather, so I'll do that as well and let you know what to expect for the weekend.